Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode number 31 of the unofficial Rogue Company podcast. I'm here with Co-Reed.
I'm here with Dirt Lord.
I'm here with Garbo.
And I'm here with Griffin.
And this is the Rogue Company podcast, bringing you all the news that you need to know about Rogue Company. And we're going to start off first pretty hot here with the Revelation Hotfix. You see what I did there? Little starting it off hot. Yeah, you said
Ooh, got my fan trying to blow that heat off me.
I mean, you know. So this Revelation Hotfix notes was released on August the 4th. I believe that was the day that the Hotfix actually was released. And we have a pretty interesting thing that's kind of going on with this hotfix, because it's more than just your regular hotfix that fixes bugs. It's way more than that. You know what I mean? We're going to start off first here with the bug fixes. So a couple of the bug fixes that they did make were daily contracts that require purchases from your Rogue's in-game shop have been fixed. Strikeout rounds should no longer be ending without a proper overtime phase. Custom games should be able to once again launch with spectator in the lobby. Players can no longer undo purchases from previous rounds. Several Rogue's mastery skin textures have been fixed, and suppressed audio bug should be fixed in all maps. So they fixed a couple of problems and created more problems per usual, right?
Mm-hmm.
So now, like before, whenever the Revelation update actually came out, you could refund all of your money back, all of it back, and then rebuy whatever you wanted to buy, reallocate your economy at your will, which I've seen a lot of people that was like, I really like that idea, but my stance on it personally is like, you have to commit. Like, if you're going to make a terrible purchase because you're either not paying attention or whatever happens, as long as it's not in-game related, where like you buy something and for some reason it purchases something else for you, which is a possibility. You know, we are in a high-res game here. You should be forced to commit to what you purchased in that, in my opinion. Now, being able to undo the purchases while you're in the plane or while you have the shop open in respawn modes, that's understandable because you do make a mistake there. But once you buy something and then you jump out of the plane and you're like, I got this perk, then you should commit to having that perk, you know?
You shouldn't be able to just rework your whole system.
Exactly, right? But now there's a bug where like, even when you're in the plane, you can't even undo purchases. So like, what? It's like, what are we doing here? And I don't see.
It's half and half.
Yeah.
It works half the time and sometimes it don't.
Yeah. Right. And where's the fix for whenever you're playing a regular match, it says press such and such character to open the inventory. Get it off of my screen. Just get it out of here.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. You can see through it. But Jesus Christ, is it not distracting?
Especially when you're in the middle of a gameplay fight. Like, you're in the middle of a fight and you're in a really tight situation, you got open store, $5,000 in front of your face. Like, what are you supposed to do?
Exactly, right? It's like, Jesus Christ. And there's some crucial things that are missing here. For example, why do we not have any fixes for any of the other problems that are in the game? You know what I'm saying? Like, there's several issues that still exist inside of the game right now, and they decided that daily contracts that require purchases, that needed to be fixed right now. Like, you can re-roll your contracts. That's not an issue. Like, strikeout rounds should no longer be ending without a proper overtime phase. Okay, that makes sense because you have this core gameplay mechanic that's been in the game since its release. Yeah, let's fix that. Also, custom games, you can't have a spectator in the lobby. They couldn't even stream the last qualifier match on the official Rogue Company Twitch page because they couldn't spectate it from, like, what are you doing? You're in the middle of a qualifiers for a tournament, a LAN, $20,000 tournament that they're having, and you're going to have a spectator bug? What? I mean, Jesus. But anyway, I digress, you know. They did make some substantial changes to sabotage here. So we did go in depth on sabotage and our thoughts on sabotage in the last episode, if I remember correctly, right? I believe we did.
We talked about it, yeah.
Yeah, okay. So the changes that they made with sabotage is they changed the respawn time from 8 seconds to 10 seconds. They removed tickets from the game mode. They changed the overtime to be the next team to plant, and they changed respawn time in overtime to be 15 seconds. They also made it to where if the bomb doesn't move for 20 seconds, it respawns back in the middle of the map. That's why when we were playing custom matches the other day and they threw it in the wall and we couldn't get to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that was their fix for the out of bounds bomb.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. Which makes sense. The respawn time from 8 to 10 seconds, I mean, it's kind of noticeable. But it's not that big of a change. The biggest thing is removing the tickets. Like having the ticket system be the tiebreaker, that was like not a good idea. Like at all. You know what I mean? I do like
think it did anything.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, what it did was it devolved into team deathmatch, and it was like, okay, how many people can we down before the time runs out?
Mm-hmm. So, especially when you're throwing the bombs on top of fucking awnings or on top of little bomb areas where you can't even get to it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
I don't like the overtime personally because I feel like the game could go on indefinitely.
Yeah,
it does.
I like the ticket system was dumb in the game itself, but what I think would be a good idea for the overtime would be to stop respawns and the first team to eliminate the other team or plant.
Yeah,
just go straight demolition style. Yeah,
it basically search and destroy from Call of Duty.
Yeah,
either do that and that's the end of it. Which I like the idea of having the timer where you have to battle back and forth. That's great. But once you hit a point where you've been in that game for 15 minutes, you don't want another 15-minute overtime period.
Yeah.
Like when it says sudden death, you don't respawn if you die.
Yeah. Well, and I like the idea. This was the idea that I kind of proposed, was whenever the overtime thing happens, then like basically have everybody respawn where they would land in and have the central bomb there and then do dodgeball rules.
Yeah, that'd be good too.
Yeah.
I mean, that could keep the momentum going, and you would have to play a little bit more cautiously and strategically on that overtime, but you also can put yourself out there a little bit more than you can with like one life, single life modes, to be able to try to get a pick to get somebody to respawn back in. But I think what would help that overall is if they would eliminate the rounds completely and just have one continuous 10 to 12 minute round, and then it tallies your bomb plants up. And if you want, like, whenever someone plants the bomb and it detonates, if you want to reset people at that point, that's fine. Just have everybody respawn in one location on opposite ends of the map, but keep it going. Because I'm sitting here thinking, like, okay, if the enemy team is pushing into the site and they're planting the bomb, then your team can allow them to plant that bomb so that you can grab that bomb from that central location and you can run it to their side and try to plant it real quick. So are you going to be pushing as the attacking team 4 people deep into a bomb plant site, knowing that they can get that bomb from that spawn and immediately run it? See, it adds more strategy to it.
Yeah. It kind of breaks the momentum too.
Exactly.
When it has to reload, it's like,
yeah.
And you can already buy stuff when you're waiting to respawn.
Yeah, so what's the point of breaking it up into rounds? And then they could do that overtime system for that specifically, because that would be like the be all end all. You either have one life or you have like dodgeball respawn rules, whichever one, feels better and makes more sense. And then whoever wins that at the end, that's just it. It's just done,
Yeah, but because we stayed in sudden death. Like we
were in there for like 15
forever. It was like, was it gonna?
I understand they're trying to mitigate it by adding the extra 5 seconds for the overtime respawn. But if you're playing a smart team, then it really could go on indefinitely. Because if they know that if they can lock an area down, keep you from pushing too hard, even if they've got 3 people down, they can hold a corner really well and give their dudes time to come back.
Yeah. And I mean, we had almost a forever overtime when it was a bunch of people.
It was like 20 minutes, legit.
Yeah, and it's just a bunch of people that were goofing off and having a good time. Could you imagine 2 well-oiled cooperating teams trying to make this happen?
Very competitive teams, yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be bad, right? But yeah, for the sabotage changes on the whole, I do like the changes, but I feel like there's much more that they could do with it. And I feel like if they fully refine sabotage, it could, in my opinion, and I know that this is going to be, people are going to be like, what the fuck? I think that it could replace strikeout.
I like it way more than strikeout.
Yeah.
It's a lot more fun, in my
really
opinion, than
enjoy
strikeout
playing it,
is.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's like,
I don't mind it as a respawn mode. And I
Yeah,
don't
other
like a
than
lot of the
dodgeball.
respawn modes in this game.
Yeah.
that's the two where I'm like, okay, yeah, this is cool.
Yeah.
Definitely changes.
Still gonna be
pace
wishing for extraction all the
field, for
time,
sure.
though.
Yeah.
Dude, we still haven't gotten that.
I think it's coming
When we
next
told
weekend.
like a month ago we were gonna get
What
it.
the fuck?
Yeah. I think it's coming next
That was
weekend.
my
We
favorite
wanna
game
see
mode
it.
by far, and
Yeah.
I can't wait to start playing it again, man.
Right.
Especially with the new, like, the changes.
Yeah.
'Cause
Yeah.
it's
Yeah,
gonna
'cause
have
we
the
got-
fault of dodgeball shit.
We've got
right?
like 4
Yeah.
characters we've never got to use in this game mode before.
Yeah. Yeah, it does have the dodgeball respawn rules. And yeah, you're right. We have a ton of new and all the perk changes and everything. Like it's going to be crazy, man. Yeah, right. So next up, they did some pretty significant changes here. So for Fixer, they reduced his thermal vision cooldown to 45 seconds. Legendary Gunsmith has been replaced with Legendary Energized, and we'll get into the reason why that's happened here in a minute. And then Epic Energized has been replaced with Epic Gunsmith. So we'll talk about Gunsmith here in a minute because Gunsmith is a little bit further down in the thing here. All right, so what do you guys think about the Fixer changes?
They
Oh,
said
mind
that
him,
they
I
said
like
that
the
they
fact
changed
that
the-
he doesn't have 3 bullets anymore, and it makes sense for the thermal vision to be more matched with his smoke.
but it's not.
If you get
It's
energized,
supposed to be.
yeah,
Look, they said it's down to 45, but I've played multiple gameplay where it's not. It's still at 60. Because even when you buy the Energizer and you activate the goggles first and then throw the smoke, the cluster smoke still responds back to you before the goggles do. And the cluster smoke is also at 45 seconds. And you don't have to buy Gadgeteer for that to happen.
so
Full information. I don't play him, so I didn't know that it.
So
wasn't-
I play them. That's why I know. Like,
I
so
know
like,
you do. Yeah.
So if you activate the goggles, like there is like the whole time the goggles are going down, right? And they're like, I don't know how long total that you actually see through the goggles. I think it's like 7 to 10 seconds, something like that. But once it depletes out, that's when the cooldown actually commences. It doesn't commence when you activate them. It commences when the actual whole
When it's finished.
phase goes through, right? So when you activate them and then throw your cluster, right? Obviously, the smokes should respawn before that. But even with the Energizer perk and the Gadgeteer perk purchased with them, those cluster smokes will always do it before those thermal goggles. And the thermal goggles always have to wait like 5 to 10 more seconds.
Yeah. So it's like they didn't take into account the fact that the cooldown doesn't actually start until it ends. So what they should have done was probably reduce the thermal vision to about 40 seconds, maybe 35 seconds if they wanted people to have that. Yeah. Which is
that's
like,
Yeah.
I was about to say, when I was playing Phaser, that was the issues I was running into.
yeah. And it's like, they're the developers. Why didn't they think about that? Like they're equipped. You can't unequip the goggles once you activate them. And they last for what, 8 seconds or 10 seconds now? So
it's not long.
Yeah.
And to be honest, like most of the time, 9 out of 10, you're like, without thinking, you're going to throw the cluster smoke before you actually activate the thermals. So you're only slowing yourself down even that much more if you don't invert those small little changes. Like if you don't activate the goggles first before you throw the clusters, you're slowing yourself down to actually get them alive.
Right.
That's true because the typical motion for everyone I've ever seen play Fixer is throw smoke, pop goggles, not the other way around.
Exactly.
It's just natural to do that.
It is. It's very natural because it's easy to hit one button compared to just slapping 2, or compared to PC where just slap one key. But if you're playing controller, you have to hit 2 buttons to activate his thermal goggles. When it's just easier just to throw the grenades or the smokes like way before you activate those.
Right.
It makes more sense on controller just to go L1 and then L1 R1 real quick.
Exactly. Yes, it does. And there's way more console players playing Rogue Company than there are PC players.
Yeah. Yeah, so in theory, they tried to do something nice here, but it turned out about like what you would expect it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I mean,
The gunsmith perk does nerf fixer, but a lot of people, if you know what you're doing with, you're not really changing the.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you're
Right.
not changing the formula at all. Like because 9 out of 10, they're going to get you down to 2 bullets. The third bullet is usually just to finesse somebody else.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So next up, Sigrid. They increased the ballistic shield cooldown from 35 seconds to 45 seconds. And this is what they had to say about it. When played well, Sigrid can be a difficult character to counter. And with the reduced availability of gadgets, that is made even more true. We're increasing the length of her shield cooldown to compensate. So, Sigrid has always been one of those characters where I feel like people perceive that Sigrid has a very steep learning curve because the shield is what it is. You have to know how to use it in order to be able to block yourself successfully from as much fire as possible. But in reality, like it's practice makes perfect, right? I don't feel like that there's that steep of a learning curve. It's just learning where all of her weaknesses are when she has the shield out. So with that being said, I would have increased the cooldown to 60 seconds because if we're looking at an average round of demolition, which is around 2 minutes long, then she's going to be able to pop that thing every 45 seconds. So that means she's going to be able to push onto the site with it. It's going to last for 10 seconds. So you're looking at, 55 seconds at that point. Plant the bomb, and then before the end of the round, whenever the enemy team is rotating in to try to defuse the bomb, she's going to have the shield again, right?
Mm-hmm.
So my suggestion for this, and you can kind of look it up in game, she has legendary life drain and legendary bulletproof, and she's pretty tanky as it is, but she has epic energized. So let's take energized from epic and move it into the legendary and either get rid of bulletproof, drop it down, or life drain and drop it down. Make it 60 seconds. With legendary energized, you're reducing it by 25%, which puts it at 45 seconds, which is where the developers feel like it needs to be. So if like I play Sigrid sometimes and I don't even use the shield the entire time I use her, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So and by that first or second round, the type of team that you're playing against, and you're going to know if you're going to have to be shield heavy Sigrid or if you're going to need life drain run and gun Sigrid. So make people invest in that cooldown with the economy itself as a way to balance her overall in every game mode. Like it's not that hard.
Because 45 right now is still a little long.
I was about to say, the fact that her ability was 35 seconds is insane. Like, nobody else has 35-second cooldown time.
If she wants to spend 14 or 13,000 to get the 45 seconds, then I'm for it.
Yeah.
And to be fair, like, I get it. She's not running like a crazy super ability or nothing, but it's an ability that pretty much prevents her from taking damage.
Yeah.
It's rough.
In this game,
especially
that is
certain
crucial.
maps.
Yes, and especially when people don't have angles on you, you have that shield out, they're not going to hurt you.
Yeah. And now you don't. And now you don't carry 2 EMPs. You don't carry. You can't hit the runway box and get multiple Semtex or multiple incendiary grenades. Like you have to rely on either saving utility specifically for her or being able to just completely collapse on her and come from every angle to be able to be successful or save ability specifically for her. So when you're playing against her, you're having to save for her every single time that you get into an engagement because you never know when you hear that shield and she's going to be coming at you from an angle you're not expecting because she is a very fast character. She's also a very tanky character. So
crazy enough, she's a very fast character with a shield that she can immediately take away and then regain her speed. Like it's crazy how fast this girl can move.
Yeah. So like we're trending in the right direction with the Sigrid balance, but I still feel like they could take it the extra mile and give players that option. If you want that ability to have that fast cooldown, then you should have to pay for it in game.
I mean, I agree. I think 45 seconds is still like, they need to go a little step further. Yeah, the whole 60 idea with the Energizer idea is really good. I mean, even then, I still wouldn't want to fucking face a Sigrid.
Yeah, right.
I see it. I'll be like, God, who has EMPs?
Yeah. Whenever we've played ranked and stuff in the past, if you go against a Glimpse or a Sigrid, then it's always
Immediately.
Glitch or Dima or Scorch.
Right, because they're the only ones with EMPs, man.
Yeah. So you need those to be able to figure out where they are. So we do have some perk changes here. So Gunsmith, this is what we were talking about earlier. The magazine size increase portion of this perk will now round down to the closest bullet. So basically what was happening was Gunsmith was rounding up. So for example, here on Gunsmith 1 for Scorch provides 20% clip size increase to the Arbitrator for a total of 2.2 shots per magazine. You have to round that number either up or down because you can't have 0.2 of a bullet. So they were rounding everything up. That's how the Arbitrator and the tier had the extra bullets, but they finally went in and they balanced Gunsmith, which when they first did the perk changes and we talked about that and we experienced it with Fixer and with Scorch and anybody else that was able to get that 3-tap Arbitrator, those weapons are not broken. They're not as broken as everybody says they are. It's the perk that makes them broken. And it took them.
I'm pretty sure we brought that up too in a previous podcast too.
We've brought it up several times because, like, it's amazing how they're like, okay, this shotgun was really bad, and then we made it really, really, really good, and then we balanced it, and then we added a perk to make it really, really, really good again. It's like, come on, man! Like, do you not realize? It's like they're sitting around and they're like, you know what would be great? You know that shotgun that everybody was bitching about for 3 months? Let's make it good again. You know, like, God, come on, man.
2 bullets and it's good, man.
Yeah.
It is. Especially when it's behind like certain people's hands. I'm not going to try to yell any names. Lancer.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
There's still
the thing with Lancers,
roads, man.
It's the most powerful shotgun, so if she can just reload it on, then she's got more than 2 bullets.
Yeah.
And then you also got to think about all the rogues that carry replenish because they do the exact same thing. And as long as they're successful with the knockdowns, then they're not doing anything different than Lancers do. The only difference is they're skipping a dodge roll step. That's all.
I love that they gave it to Anvil for the shotgun, but when you run it with that LMG, it's just ridiculous, dude.
Yeah, right.
It is.
Yeah.
It's just the fact that you could just down 3 people and fucking
never stop shooting. You never stop shooting. You can just let it rip.
Yeah. So Bounce Back, they made a couple of changes specifically to Bounce Back because of how good Bounce Back is in the game right now. So the rare version is unchanged. The epic version of Bounce Back went from 7,500 to 9,000, and the legendary went from 10K to 13K, which makes sense because the legendary version of Bounce Back, as soon as you stop taking damage, you almost start healing immediately, which is very deadly in the hands of the rogues that have access to the legendary version. So I'm okay with that.
I mean, but it doesn't really change Demolition too much. It really just depends on how well the game is going.
Well, you're right, because like some of these price changes also go into some of the gadget changes that we're going to get into here in a minute. So it kind of balances itself out a little bit there. You just have to have that extra oomph to be able to get that legendary version, you know?
Right. I mean, it really just requires you to get one solid down in one round, and you can pretty much almost get bounced back every time.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So restock, they have decreased the price of restock. So because they introduced the gadget cooldown system, the perk provides significantly less uses of gadgets than it used to. So we have dropped the price to make it more desirable. So they dropped it from 15K down to 12K, which makes sense. I think the only person that has access to restock is maybe Mac.
Switchblade does too.
Okay, Mac and Switchblade for sure.
I think Glimpse does as well. There were 3 rogues total that had restock.
That makes sense. They're kind of newer, so.
Yeah.
And then for the gadget changes, so since they introduced the gadget cooldown system, now I will say something about this. This is really, really smart on their part. So they made the gadget changes, like with the gadget cooldown, and they didn't do anything with the price of it because they put it in the game for like a week or 2 weeks to kind of gauge the reception of the players, nobody was really complaining about it all that much, except for people that played respawn modes. But I mean, it's better for respawn modes as a whole, because just us playing TDM the last couple of nights, it's way more enjoyable playing team deathmatch when you're not getting hit by Molotovs every 3 seconds.
Yes.
You know,
you can actually move around the map.
Yeah. So, and I like how they made this major change to gadgets. They waited before they did anything else with it. They saw the reception over a week or two, and then they're like, all right, we're going to go in and reduce the price of them. Like, they could have done this to begin with as a way like, oh, it's going to go on cooldown, but we're going to supplement it by doing the price. They didn't change everything all at one time because it probably would have broke everything. But also, if they had to revert that change because people didn't like it, they wouldn't have to go in there and rechange all the prices for everything, you know? So it's smart on their part to do that, especially with a substantial change like that. But lethal gadgets such as the Simtex, Bounce, Frag, C4, Incendiary, Impact Grenade, and Trip Mine, the level 1 upgrade price went from $65K down to $5K, and the level 2 upgrade price did the same thing and went from $65K to $5K. Flashbang, Smoke, Cluster Smoke, Adrenaline Shot, APS Reflector, and Pop Smoke, the base cost, level 1 upgrade and level 2 upgrade reduced to $4,000, and the Sticky Sensor, Tear Gas, and EMP base cost, level 1 and level 2 upgrades have been reduced down to $3,000. Like, this is great. Like, you're getting, like, the non-lethal gadgets are cheaper, and you're getting them on cooldown faster, and you're able to utilize, especially EMPs. Sticky Sensors, EMPs are like very underutilized in a lot of ways. So it's nice that you kind of have, for the people that like to run those gadgets and like to use those gadgets, they're way cheaper to obtain now, which is great in my opinion. And they come back they're on cooldown for a very short amount of time. So yeah, I mean, I think this is what I'm going to say about the Revelation hotfix notes here. I want more of this. This is the shit that I do like, because we have the Revelation update that came out. They made some pretty good changes in that. They gathered a lot of feedback and stuff back. They didn't throw all their nuts and bolts into that one update. Then they went back, they released a hotfix, which is like Revelation Update 2.0, and they did rogue balance, and they did gadget balance, and they did perk balance, and they did sabotage balance, and they fixed bugs with it. This is how they should do it. It should be update, hotfix, like substantial hotfix, mid-season update, hotfix, substantial, next season update. That's the way that they should do it. I don't know why, like, whenever the last season update came out, the Wasteland update, they had an update. They had 3 updates in 1 week, like 3 hotfix updates, fixing various bugs and stuff. Nothing substantial, is just bug issues. There's other issues in the game that you can tack onto that. It's not going to hurt anything to balance the game better. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I hope that they continue this trend, because, I mean, if they're going to slow down, you know, what they consider updates and all that kind of stuff, then do it on that schedule. I don't see anything wrong with that.
Hotfix was very effective too.
Yeah, I mean, it came with a lot of bugs and a lot of issues in and of itself, but it fixed a lot of problems.
It did. It also helped out a lot. Like, it even caused like Energizer and Gadgeteer perks to purchase more as well.
Yeah, exactly. Right. So on the whole, I think that the Revelation hotfix was, in my opinion, an overall success, even though there's been a lot of weird inconsistencies that's happened in the game since this has went live. It is good that we are getting some changes for the better, for the worse, depending on the rogues that you play. And then, of course, balancing the perks around. I mean, we're getting to a better state. It's just taking so much longer than it should, in my opinion, you know? All right, so next up here, we have the Rogue Company Elite official Twitter account for the mobile version of Rogue Company. And I saw this, Rogue Company retweeted this a couple of days ago. So the mobile version actually has a Twitter now. You can go and you can follow it. It currently has 887 followers. And there's a couple of videos. I think there's 2 videos that they've thrown up there. So I'm guessing that the closed beta or the closed alpha, I don't know exactly which one it's in right now, but I feel like they're going to open it up a little bit more to more people so that they can test more things and have more access to it. And then it should be going into like a closed, like a open, I guess it would be considered an open beta. I would say by like October, November, at the rate that they're going, because whenever the invites went out for the closed beta, closed alpha, whatever it was, that happened. They've continued to add more people to that. And then here we are. So if you're interested in Rogue Company Mobile, I mean, it's great that they're doing a mobile game, I guess, but I mean, we still have issues with the regular game. So
Check that sniping out.
Well, and here's what's crazy. So this individual is using Phantom, and Phantom has access to, of course, her pistol and also the Mark IV. Her ability in the mobile version is the sniper rifle, because it's one hit down in everybody, whether it's a headshot or a body shot. But yeah, that's the mobile version if you are interested in checking out the mobile version of it. So next up here, this was a tweet by Minnie on August the 1st. Been parsing hashtag Rogue Company creator applications today and finally almost done battling through the backlog of applications. Going to have a handful of invites going out as well as rejection letters. Then on August the 2nd at 1:57 p.m., she tweeted out, YouTube, hashtag Rogue Company creators. It looks like the new tool we use to look at partners was utilizing some of the Twitch guidelines for YouTubers as well. I'll be looking through YouTube applications again. So I want to give my own personal experience through this, and then, we can kind of rotate in and out of it. But anyway, so I applied for the creator program. Like, they reset all the applications after that last batch of people got accepted into the creator program. I submitted my application. From the time that I submitted my application until all of this stuff happened, I met the criteria. I didn't think that I was going to get accepted into it anyway, because the Broguecast exists, because I don't really care if they like what my thoughts and opinions on Rogue Company is. I'm just going to give them, you know what I'm saying, whether they like them or not. So I never thought that I would be accepted into it. So I got an email like really early the next morning. I think it was August the 2nd that, was the rejection letter. Hey, you don't meet the criteria and everything. So I go and I look at the criteria and I'm like, well, right here it says you must have a minimum of 1,000 YouTube subscribers. So I meet it. So they don't want me in it. It's fine. It is what it is. Then the bot that they use to go through all of the applications wasn't tuned correctly for whatever reason, and they had to go in there and manually review, because there was another tweet that Minnie sent out that said she manually reviewed a lot of the people that specifically put in for like the YouTube creator stuff. And then in that last group that went in, I actually got accepted. Well, I actually got, like, they send you a thing that's like, you can join. Here's like all the stuff that you need to do to be able to join the creator program and all that stuff. So I'm part of the creator program. By extension, Broguecast is part of the creator program now.
Whoop, whoop.
Yeah. So with that being said, I didn't want to come in hot with this, but as you could tell from that first part, it's good that we're part of the creator program, but you still got issues with your game. You still got
nothing changed.
Ain't nothing changed.
This game has so much potential to be a great professional competitive game.
Yes.
It really could be.
Absolutely.
And if you can get all these issues fixed and maybe fix your league a little bit, if you know what I'm saying, then you could be really popular.
Felt it.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
I mean, you had a contract with Dr. Disrespect at one point, and he quit playing the game. Maybe talk to Doc and see why. If you can get something going on with Doc, maybe see why. Maybe you can get him and a couple people playing it some more. Get more people into. I mean, there's so much they could do with the game,
Especially
Yeah.
when you're getting feedback from a large YouTuber. Especially
And
on
it's
top of
crazy
your
that I
channel.
see a Reddit community seem to give more of a fuck about a game than the creators do. Because Reddit is a minefield, bro.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
God, it is.
Absolutely, man.
You open it up
Absolutely.
and it just explodes in front of you. You're like, damn.
Oh
I
yeah,
didn't
yeah.
know how it works.
I mean, and here's the thing, there's several people that are involved in the creator program at this point. We're also hopefully within the next week or two going to see the people that actually applied for the board and see kind of how that works out, which is something that's going to be very exciting because
Yeah.
that's something that's going to be
So,
good.
so you did submit an application for that. So now you can't
I
be on the
can't
board.
I can't be on the board. No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we're going to get a campaign together.
Yeah.
We're going to run some people.
Yeah,
for
right.
office.
Dude. Bruh.
I'll apply for the board.
Dude.
I was going to say, we make our own
Sylvester
board.
Foxtrot might apply for the board.
God, I hope so.
Doubt he'd get on, but
I mean, he's
Man,
got
yeah.
it's all about votes, right?
yeah.
They're playing with fire with that. Like,
Yeah,
you gonna
right.
let people pick?
I mean,
Okay.
you know,
I mean, I'm just saying.
you see all the time why it's not good to let people choose that kind of stuff, you know.
Yeah, right.
You end up with like a school mascot called like the Poopy Buttholes or something.
Yeah. Yeah, right. We should be hearing about the board. We should be, I'm assuming that they're going to continue, like they're going to open the creator program back up. There was also many that sent a tweet out that we talked about a couple of episodes back about the mini creator program or the micro creator program, where they could potentially bring smaller content creators into the fold and help them grow, which is like, on paper, it makes sense because the more people that you have involved and you have a studio, quote unquote, backing them, then they're going to be more apt to play your game on stream or to make videos on your game, which is going to get it out there more and bring awareness to it. That's all good and great. But what we kind of are lacking here is the fact that, like, we're having a bare bones, like, run of the mill tournament that's going on here that someone just offers up $20,000 for to be able to run this tournament with no sponsors, no endorsements, nothing. It's just someone gave somebody a briefcase full of money and said, have fun. We don't have, any competitive players from, like, you would think that orgs would want to gravitate towards this, but they're not getting any benefits out of doing that. So why waste the time to have people sign people to an org to play this specific game and house them and let them play and do all this kind of stuff when you're in return, first place is split between 4 people getting back what, $4,800 or $4,500. Then you have to split that. Like, the return on investment is not there for that. You know what I mean? If you had people sponsoring it and endorsing it and being a little bit more, involved in it, then you could potentially grow just the competitive side of the game to be something that would be very interesting and very fun and very lucrative for the company themselves. Not to mention what Corey was just talking about, where like you don't even have to get top tier streamers involved in it. If you can get a streamer that's averaging 1,000 people per stream playing your game, that's, if you're maintaining 1,000 viewer base, you got to imagine that the amount of people that come and go over the course of that entire stream is thousands of people.
Yeah. Well, that dude, if they have 1,000 people, that's more than the entire viewing base on Twitch.
Yeah, exactly.
All together.
Yes, exactly.
I gotta wonder who's running that marketing department over there, because I mean, I don't know much, especially about shit like that, because I'm just a redneck. But like, it seems to me that even though this game is fairly small, if you had a decent marketing department, you could go out and you can talk to different companies. Like, they have advertisements in the game, correct?
Yes.
Yes.
They could get those advertisers, instead of paying them to advertise, they could also pay to be the sponsor of the tournament.
Yeah.
You could get Game Fuel involved. You could get anything like that involved, because I know that those companies want as much marketing as they can get.
Yes.
And that would be a great way to do it. You can bring in 2 or 3 companies, have whoever put up the most money be the head of it, sponsored by this company, and have other shit just all over the place. And that would be one way of taking care of that. You could put more money out. You could get people that would want to play this game. That organizations that's like, well, this game's becoming enough of an asset that we want to put something there.
Yeah, exactly.
Because it's competitive. It's very good.
Yes.
When competitive wise, if you get two teams that know what they're doing, it could be fun to watch.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's a huge thing, man. People will watch. So you've got your advertising, you've got your numbers there.
Yes.
And it just seems like whoever's running the marketing's not doing such a great job, and whoever's running the tournament head of it isn't really worried so much about the marketing part of it either. And that seems kind of nuts to me too, because that would mean more money for them as well.
Everybody.
Yeah.
For everybody.
More people playing.
Both parties,
That's the
Every
thing is
time
more
I've
people
watched
playing
tournament, it makes me
means
wanna
more
play.
money.
Yeah.
Whether I'm watching COD or whatever,
You wanna
it makes
play.
me immediately going to play that game.
Yep.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
why would you not want more money? Is that not the goal of this fucking game?
Well,
I mean,
anyway.
they sell the skins, they sell everything.
It makes money.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
Oh, it
sure.
makes plenty of money, yeah.
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 Yeah. And
I know, I spent plenty of money on the fucking thing.
yeah. And the way that the tournaments are set up already, you already have between matches and between rounds almost, you have be right back in 5 minutes. If you had a sponsor, you could run ad rolls during that break to the new Alienware fucking laptop.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Sale.
That's some ads.
Or, I mean, even if they're doing it in the Atlanta area, run local Atlanta ads, man.
Yeah, right.
There's businesses that would pay to have ads ran, and even little 30-second spots between that. You can run just ad after ad after ad.
Yeah, exactly. Cue it up and run with it. And
people that are watching the stream, even if they walk away from the stream, it's still on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you've got your number.
You're not exactly. You're
and
not.
That's the best thing about the online thing is it's not like one of those. It's not like TV where you've got your Nielsen families. You know the exact number of people that's watching that stream at every moment.
Oh,
Yes.
you know
And
how long
average
they watch
time.
everything.
Yeah, exactly.
It's
Average
crazy.
time.
So
Everything.
you can give all those metrics, and there's plenty of companies, smaller companies even, that would pay for that kind of advertising, man.
Yeah.
They're like, well, they left when this happened, so maybe let's not do that again.
Where was the
Let's not
spike
have
and
that
where was
again.
the dip? Yeah, exactly. Learn the.
Well, and here's something that I've kind of incorporated into my own brand. It's like, what up and coming tech companies are creating things that I would be using? For example, a smaller keyboard manufacturer, a smaller mouse manufacturer. Can I get in with them while they are still currently in development on something? Yeah, exactly. And that way I could be not only someone that can promote their new tech that they're working on, I can also test it. I can also give feedback on it at the same time. Like, I don't want a paycheck from these people. I just want to be able to offer something for everybody else and be able to have a decent keyboard and a decent mouse. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So it's so simple. It's so simple to have, like, could you imagine all of the pro players, except for I think one, plays on controller. Now, you don't have to go out and get scuff, but you can go out.
There's a lot of them, dude.
Exactly.
Like throw a rock and hit one.
Exactly. So, yeah. And so there's someone there that's not trying to capitalize on the opportunities that can be made. And on top of that, on one of the fireside chats, Minnie also explained that, like, when the game is out of beta, then they're going to
money.
They're going to reallocate some of those resources, to marketing.
I was thinking about that. Wait, where is that?
Where is the marketing at?
Where is that?
I haven't seen anything, any type of marketing push since the game left beta.
Dude, the only marketing I've seen is from content creators.
Exactly.
Legitimately,
You know what I mean?
yes.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's the only time I ever see it. It's on YouTube or something.
Somebody makes a video.
So, I mean, there's a lot of potential for this game to grow. It just feels like that everything, and which of course this isn't true, but it feels like everything that can be done has been done, and it's time to pivot all of the resources and time and money into a different project as opposed to reinvesting back into it. That's the problem with a studio that develops multiple games. We're not Roadrunner over here. We're not Roadrunner Records where Slipknot can go out and make $10 million and they reallocate that money to a smaller band. We're not there. We're not at that point right now. But look at the developer. Oh, go ahead.
I mean, you could even make the comparison. They're not Activision, dude.
Yeah, exactly. They're not Activision. They need to do something along the lines of what Respawn is doing with Apex. They had two single player games that came out with multiplayer, and then they developed Apex Legends, and they've reinvested in Apex Legends for years at this point. Are they working on anything else? I don't know, because all I see is Apex everywhere.
That game's making money.
I know it's a solid game too.
So
everywhere.
Yeah. So on the back end of this, I want to, issue a congratulations to everybody that got accepted into the creator program. I'm excited to see what happens with the board and also the mini or micro creator program that's coming forward. And anybody that didn't get accepted, keep your heads up, keep grinding for it, because if I can get in, anybody can get in, except there's one person missing from this list of content creators that didn't get in, and I don't know why this person hasn't gotten in, and I haven't prodded the bull yet, but I'm eventually going to. Why the fuck is Donnie not on here? This motherfucker has like 2.5k subscribers. He's producing only Rogue Company content. I don't think that he's violated any terms of service with Hi-Rez at any point in his career that I'm aware of. So why is he not involved in this? Like, why is he not here?
Did he apply?
Yeah, because he tweeted out his rejection email that he got.
Oh, I don't know, man. Because he's pumping out. If people are watching anybody's content, a lot of it's Donnie.
Yeah,
he's got
substantial numbers. Substantial. I think he
Can he be blacklisted?
I don't know, man.
Possibly.
I just know that he's bumping numbers.
I don't know. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I've seen a couple.
You think they would care about the numbers, man? If he's putting up those kind of numbers,
he's putting up some serious numbers.
Well, dude, I'm not gonna say the name of a channel, but there was a channel that got in that it's just clips. There's nobody talks.
Yeah,
it's just clips of Rogue Company.
Yeah,
I think they're other people's. It's like the clips of them
announcing the skins.
It's not even the creators' clips.
Yeah,
and it got in, and it's like, what?
Yeah.
So what about him?
I don't know.
If that gets in.
Yeah. So I'm looking at his YouTube page right now. Donnie has 2.7k subscribers right now, and almost every video that he has uploaded is averaging between 1.5 and 2.5k views. The Rogue Company content. He does have some other stuff on here like the Quarry and multiverses and things like that, but his Rogue Company content specifically is averaging at a minimum 1,000 views per video.
Insane.
I mean,
the numbers, man.
He's reaching the requirements, and they're not. They didn't give it to him.
Obviously, the fans like him, so it's like,
yeah,
dude.
If you watch any of his gameplay, he's really good,
and
he shows a lot of tips and tricks. He does a lot of things off him.
Yeah,
he's very talented at what he's doing. That's what I'm just gonna say.
Very laid back.
Very. And he doesn't have an attitude when he dies. He doesn't rage. He's very calm. Almost the entire time he's playing.
Yeah, exactly. So it's weird. Like I said, I haven't prodded the bull on this yet, but at some point it's going to happen.
Yeah.
So by the next episode, we may not be in the creator program anymore. But I mean, because dude, why the fuck? Why? When he on his channel alone.
Fair question, man. It really is.
On his channel alone, he has 453,000 views. I'm currently sitting at 298,000 views.
Yeah. Well, I hear you. If you get in.
Yeah.
And there was a manual review.
Yes.
Well, they looked and said, "Oh, you meet it. Yeah, sure."
Yeah. So I don't know, man.
There must be. I'm not gonna know.
I don't know. Is it because he's not soloing making Roco videos? because he's doing extra videos? Like, what is the cause of that? Because he's
No, dude,
obviously
Brad
pumping
does
numbers, dude.
videos for other games.
Yeah, and Griffin's done
I've
videos
been
for other
watching them.
games.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He has.
exactly. Yeah.
It can't be
you
like
have.
Started
So
with
what is-
Paladins, which I
what
know
is
is
the
another.
issue?
We've done Back for Blood and COD and stuff.
Dude, there's people in the
but
creator
it's
program
inconsistent.
that don't even play this game anymore.
Yeah, that's what's
There's
nutty.
There's a
about
bunch
it.
You're
of them.
right.
Yeah.
You're right, man.
It's like,
you're right.
Well,
What a dumb
maybe trade
question
one
for
of them
me to
out.
ask, right?
I don't
It's a
think
dumb
it's an
question to
unfair
me to
question to ask why he's not in the creator program, considering just looking at his numbers alone.
Yeah. Because
ask. That's what I'm
he's,
saying. Because he's bumping out either the same amount as Griffin or even more than Griffin.
yeah, exactly.
You know,
Right.
and Griffin is bumping numbers. You know, like, and that's
He's putting a lot of time into it.
Yeah.
yeah.
You know that.
So,
And it's just like, no, Donnie, you can't join.
yeah. And he started uploading Rogue Company videos roughly around a year ago. And, you know, he's been able to achieve this level of success in that amount of time with this type of
Short.
game.
Yes.
I mean, it's crazy.
Solid, dude. Solid.
And it's good. Like, his gameplay's not bad.
So last up here, we have a tweet from Rogue Company CS, which is the RCCS Twitter page, introducing our incredible talent for the RCCS 20K Summer Series at High Res Studios in Atlanta, Georgia. Tune in August the 19th through the 21st to witness the best in Rogue Company battle it out for 20K. So this is the broadcast team. We have Rome, we've got Heartbreaker, we've got GK, Captain Ahsoka, Sonic, and Wolfie. And what's odd here is there are some people missing.
This looks different than it did before.
Yeah, right. So
Changed.
So I'm gonna go back here and see if I can find that original post. But like, where's Radthar at?
There's a few that's gone.
Yeah, where's Silver at? Like,
There's
there's
a few that's added too.
Maybe they should have enough space on this artwork.
well,
Right, there's
You know what I mean?
Well-
not in the photo.
Maybe that's it.
that would be kind of funny if that's why they're not on there.
I mean,
But like, yeah,
come
we
on.
ran out of room. You know,
Maybe that's it.
that's
Are you
for-
looking on that Twitter page?
Yeah, it's
Oh,
gone.
Surely that's been deleted.
It's gone. Yeah,
Yeah, if it looks different than that,
yeah.
that page cleans up quite a bit.
Yeah, this page is
Yeah, it
notorious
does, doesn't it?
about posting stuff like personal jabs at people and then deleting them like 2 hours
Yeah.
later. But there's
Yeah, I don't know
this-
how many times you guys have sent something in a private message, and I'll see it in the message, and when I go to
Yeah.
it to go look at comments, it's been
It's
deleted.
gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
like, oh
right.
man, I mean, literally, like tons of times.
Dude,
Yeah.
anything that
Maybe.
pertains to
It's
Rogue
supposed to
Company,
be a
I start
professional
taking
page, right?
screenshots.
yeah.
You gotta save them.
You got to
Lock
save
'em
it,
away. You gotta lock them away, man.
especially
So,
when
you
they
know,
say
in the
some
vault.
crazy shit.
So
It's like,
whoever's running that Twitter, if you said some crazy shit, just know that they're screenshots, bro.
you got a folder, brother. You know,
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I was about to say you got a folder for all the screens, all the locked messages away.
To be fair, we've all got folders.
we keep
Yeah.
our receipts. You know,
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
All right, guys, this is the community section of the unofficial Rogue Company podcast. If you want to contribute in any way, you can hit us up on Twitter at Broguecast, shoot us an email, broguecast@gmail.com, or you can join the Discord server. In the Discord server, there is a area called Broadcast Contributions, and you can put anything in there. But first up here, we have a post by TSM Irrelevant, who's also a founder. So this dude knows what he's talking about, you know? The worst thing aside from forced crossplay, in my opinion, it's not speed and toughness, it's not the perk changes, it's weapon mastery. They say they want rogues to feel unique, but then they implement a system that gives different rogues access to the same weapons, and that just makes everyone use the meta guns. Also, if someone isn't complaining about forced crossplay, they're complaining about Lancer Arby. I've personally never liked it ever since it was implemented. Again, this is just my opinion.
Man.
It's funny how more and more as time has passed, we come out
how much
strong.
they loved it. Yeah,
Yeah,
when it
dude.
first happened, people were like, "Oh, praise Gandhi,"
Yeah, yeah,
and now they're like, "God damn it, how the mighty have fallen!" You know,
yeah, dude.
the fuck, man, LMPX everywhere,
Yeah, exactly.
Everywhere.
everywhere.
Yeah.
It's
Or
literally
3 people running
everywhere.
fucking arbitrator. Like,
Everywhere.
Damn.
We had a whole team earlier.
Yeah.
Arbitrators.
I mean, I love it though, dude, because like whenever we talked about it on Broguecast, whenever I said anything about it online, whenever I made my videos about it, the people that just wanted to beat that wanted to beat my door down and just beat the hell out of me for having for having a different opinion about this is going to make things worse. You guys don't understand the implications of this, are now going back on what they said, and they're like, okay, like this is not really a good thing for the game because everybody's running the same thing. Like,
well, now you said it, man. You said by the time, like right now, not a problem. But by the time that all the weapons are mastered, problem. You said that.
Problem.
Yeah. And we're here.
Yep.
We've hit that point now.
We're here. You don't know what they're going to have when they hop off that plane.
Nope.
It'll change every round.
Yeah.
Yes. And they will.
Yeah.
Griffin does it himself. I've done it a couple of times. Oh,
yeah.
Do they own PX? Fuck this LLC.
Are we playing
I've
shotguns?
do it a lot, yeah.
Yeah, immediately. Oh, you want to run arbitrator? I can run arbitrator too, mother.
Yeah, I mean, I just find it very entertaining that, and every time I see a post about that, I'm going to continue to clip it and bring it up because, like, I just find it hilarious that a lot of these people that are just like, man, this is going to make things so much better, are finally realizing, like, yeah, it made things better, all right. Everybody's sticking to one specific gun and they're just running with it, you know?
Yeah.
You seriously figure out which one are the meta ones. Sure.
It really took some of the tactical out of this tactical shooter.
Yeah, absolutely.
Ooh.
Dude, my LMPX is like a level 20.
Woo!
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
I loved the fact
of
that
them.
when I picked a character, I had to really consider what guns they carried.
Yeah.
You're running. Yep. Do I want to
And
run
you
that
don't
thing?
have to now. You can run that one character you like with that one gun you like until you've mastered it. Now you're open to all the SMGs or all the assault rifles.
Yep.
Anyone who carries that, you can just run that gun with them now.
Oh, soon's the pistols.
Yeah. And
Pistols are coming, Corey.
Yeah.
And melee.
Melee, right?
What?
Yep.
Yep.
Sledgehammers around the claymores?
Dude, there's going to be claymores flying all over the map.
I wonder how they're going to do that. Like, they're like the blades
I'm going to spend
category.
2 weeks just getting the fucking claymore.
Is it just
You don't
everything?
even
Because the
have
guns
to
are
upgrade
different.
that. You can buy that claymore at
Yeah, because that
Just get the
you do make a point because anyone
Yeah.
who has a baseball bat or a combat knife who can't get you with a throwing damage will now be able to with an axe or a sword or a claymore.
Yes,
Yep.
sir.
So that's
Absolutely.
just another thing you've got to worry about
Yep.
that
You
you
gotta run
shouldn't have to worry about, dude.
You can run the Curie too and do the exact same thing. So there's 4 weapons.
How long until you master the C4 and everyone can carry a C4?
Yeah. Well,
Wait,
I
cut this out. Cut it. I don't want to give them ideas.
Yeah, right. I know, right? Jesus. But yeah, I want to continue to include that because I mean, dude, it's just further down that rabbit hole, man. Like you're going to create meta weapons. People are going to run meta weapons. They're going to continue to run them. We saw it with the melees. They fixed that. We saw it with KA-30. They fixed that. We saw it with the Sahara. They fixed that. We saw it with the Arbitrator. They fixed that. We saw it with the Tier. They fixed that. We saw it with the LMPX right now.
It's going to happen soon.
Yeah. I mean,
They have to.
the
There's
objection.
going to be a funeral for it, dude. We have a funeral.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
they need to fix the objection, and then I'm not trying to dish it, but like nerf the LMPX.
Yeah.
So next up here, we have a post by Spiderpunk92. We should boycott the game. I feel stupid. I feel stupid even suggesting this, but since the devs clearly don't care for this game, nor do they want to address the big problems and just focus on the store and cosmetics, I think we should boycott the game. I know I sound stupid. I even feel it. But at this point, what else can we do to try and get some changes? Seriously, nobody should play this until we start getting some communication. That's my opinion. What do you guys think?
A little bit too late.
First off, you're not stupid, my friend. I feel you.
Yeah, I like the idea. I mean,
But it should have happened sooner.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Now it's shipped. Out of beta.
I took my own time.
They
I
got
boycotted this
copies
game
now.
for a while.
Yeah, you had your sabbatical.
They got copies.
And I'm telling you, like, there's certain nights where I consider taking another couple weeks off. It can get so frustrating at points with this game because of the way that bugs are exploited, or because a certain gun's stronger than another gun. It gets so ridiculous after a while that you just have to play something else.
I quit playing it tonight. I was like, I'm done.
And I think the point is to make the game so fun that you want people to play it. You want people to like look out the window and see sunlight and be like, "Fuck."
Yeah,
that's what you want out of your game.
Yeah,
dude, I agree with this guy boycotting because, like, shit, we run into these people. They always got the perfect fucking impeccable aim, and their fucking recoil just doesn't happen. You know what I mean? Like, what?
Yeah.
It's more occurring than it's ever been.
It's been happening a lot.
Yeah, and they'll be like, we got anti-cheat. We got this. It's like, no,
it could be a number of issues.
We got
That's the thing with a lot of that stuff. It could be servers. It could be cheaters. It could be latency issues. It could be tons of different things. But they're all issues that could have been addressed before it came out of beta.
Yeah.
You're right. And
I don't want to play the same team 3 times in a row unless I hit a fucking rematch button.
Oh my god.
Okay, so
why is that a thing?
Now I understand that maybe we don't have a huge player base, so blocking people from your game might make it harder to find a game. But listen, man, when you've played the same team 6 times in a row, and you're almost certain that they've got walls or they've got aimbot or
going
something.
on.
Yeah, level 36 just killing everybody.
There's something unexplainable.
It makes you want to stop playing the game.
Yeah. It does.
Absolutely.
You've surrendered 3 times in a row. You go again. You pick your characters. It comes up on the screen. You see that same team, and you're like, dude,
I'm not running whatever the fuck we were going to do. I'm going to run whatever the fuck I like. You know what? It's that stuff.
That is one of the biggest issues, man. If I want a rematch, throw a rematch button in there, because there are some teams that's like, I'm sure we would both love rematches.
Yep.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
But there's other teams where it's like, if I play these guys one more time, I'm going to go play something else.
Yeah, it's like, I literally don't want to see these guys.
Yeah. So on the heels of that, we have a post here by Ghost of Slickville. The next 2 posts are going to kind of go into some of this stuff. So Ghost of Slickville had to say, haha, okay, what's going on with this game? This game is kind of laughable right now. There's been some bugs that have been in game seasons now, most notably the inconsistent shooting bug and the health still ticking down during a revive bug. These were damaging the game before, but within the last 2 seasons, the game's bugs have gotten much worse. Some of the newer ones, contracts not working at all, desync damage not registering, backfill not attempting to bring players into a match, team scores not showing during the game, profile and weapon levels showing all the progress again post-match. Yes, this is skippable, but what the fuck?
Wow, that just happened to Dirt. Yep.
Yeah. And probably the worst one of all, not being able to shoot at all, not able to use ability or gadgets, only melee. This last one is insane, and I've seen it a few times. It's hard to determine whether someone is AFK or intentionally not contributing or actually suffering from this bug. It's laughable. This game has been out for 2 years and is now officially out of beta. And these are only some of the bugs. There are many I left out as I wanted to focus on the important ones. The contract bug may not count as an important one, but the fact it's currently affecting all contracts, not just one type, I wanted to include it. Plus the seasonal contracts are hella buggy. And yeah, the seasonal contracts are, because Dirt Lord experienced that. Yeah.
Today.
What was it? You had 48 revives, you got out of a match, and then you had 46?
I had 46, and then it went to 44. And then we played one game. I got 1 revive, and it said I had 52. I was like, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
What?
Glad I got him, but shit.
Thanks.
What's it going to be like on the next one?
Yeah, exactly.
Where I got to kill the duelist, like, okay.
not registering at all.
Not accurate, dude. Yeah, this is not accurate.
Well, speaking of bug, this next post was by Strife_KOR or core. And this goes hand in hand with something that we talked about last week. I'm getting matches out of my region with high ping. I'm playing on Brazil/South America and being forced to play against North America West and East with 100+ ping. This is happening for a long time now since crossplay was implemented. This is getting annoying. Can you guys please watch your servers? Every game now I must hit touchpad on PlayStation and look at the profile of the enemy team to see if they are from other regions, so I have to quit. So for people that may not have listened to the last episode of Broguecast, there was a Reddit post where someone took a bunch of screen captures of where they were actually connecting to matches at. This person was an EU player that was getting put in matches that was happening in NA East and NA West. So this is like one person happening to is like, okay, that might be a one-off thing, even though this person had all the data to support it with like blacked out IP addresses showing where they're connecting to. Yeah. Now we have somebody else from Brazil/South America that is having the same problem. So here's what it sounds like to me. Sounds like their cloud server system that they have that connects to that single black box in Singapore is just forcing everybody into NA East or NA West to broaden that player pool up a little bit. Or whenever they accidentally turned on crossplay, they accidentally put all of the servers together. It's not region locked. Like, what is going on?
Yeah. Look, to be honest, dude, like the crossplay and matchmaking issue, if this is beyond matchmaking crossplay issue.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like when people are complaining, like it's a matchmaking issue and a crossplay issue, but like
this is a server issue, bro.
Right. Yeah. This is overall just server issue, which is far.
And I mean,
worse
I feel like we mentioned server issues on
all the time.
One of the broadcasts.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We've been complaining about it, but again, when crossplay became like enabled for everybody, that was like the big argument at the time. But like, if this is happening again, pulling this even to a further, which is just causes further latency issues and just further issues all around the board.
Yeah. So
I feel like this is the biggest hurdle they have to get over is their server issues.
Well, they just have to spend instead of spending instead of putting 20K into a prize pool for a LAN event, why don't we just take that 20K and I don't know, buy a server?
I don't know. And if you want a prize pool for a tournament, find advertisers.
Yeah, exactly.
Or get actual sponsors.
So dovetailing off of that, the next post here is by Daniel__ZH. That says here, proof that aim assist is better on console. Or, nope, proof that PC aim assist is better than console. So, these days I've seen you talk about aim assist on controller for PC, PS5, Xbox, etc. Well, if you're looking for proof, I've done it and we'll upload the video about it here soon. I tested controller with input monitoring hardware connected to separate PC and monitoring the aim assist while it's connected to PS5, PC, and PS4. It may not sound good to you, but aim assist accuracy, intensity, responsiveness are three different things, and distance to the subject makes a hell of a difference in all three platforms, regardless of FPS. However, I'm editing the video now, but here are the results. I give a scale of 0 to 100 for each part of the platform I tested. So PC, 100 out of 100 to use. Accuracy, 100 out of 100. The best aim assist accuracy between all three. It does the best job no matter how far or how close you are and which kind of weapons, aim, or hip fire you are doing. Intensity, 50 out of 100. It's not so strong. In comparison to PS4 and PS5, it's less strong, which makes you free to have the ability of fast switching, etc. Still better than consoles. For PS5, 70 out of 100 to use. Accuracy is 60 out of 100. It's much worse. I'll show you what I mean in the test video. Sometimes it doesn't even work. Intensity 70 out of 100. It's stronger, but makes it worse to switch or have the freedom. PS4, which is at 60 FPS, 50 out of 100. Accuracy, 50 out of 100. A bit worse than PS5 in mid-range. I'll show you in tests as well. Intensity, 80 out of 100. It's stronger than others, which again makes you slow. All platforms are tested with dead zones at 0.1. Stay tuned and I'll share the video here with the name aim assist test on PC, PS5, PS4. Still, it doesn't mean you necessarily get better or worse on any of them because you get used to them. But when I play on PC, I can't go back to PS5 and PS4. I prefer not playing.
Frames.
Yeah, so down here, a PC player, Carball Alex, said, fully aware of this is the case and can give you kind of a layman's terms of the science to it. PC runs at the highest FPS, which is 150 cap, which means the game processes 150 images per second. That means within each frame, there's a different still image that's taking place. So ultimately the game can refresh itself within each of these frames. Think about, and then he goes on and on to say that. So I haven't seen this guy's video. I'm going to look up this video just to kind of see the differences on it. I just think it's interesting that somehow FPS does influence the aim assist.
Always.
Yeah,
No matter what game you play in.
Yeah.
Still saying, what aim assist are we talking about?
That's
you saw that 50 out of 100 there. That was like,
yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's
I'm not feeling
that's
that
what we
I never see it
experience,
drag when anyone runs across my screen. There's nothing like that, dude.
And when it does drag, it's weird. Like it happens in the weirdest time.
I've only seen it do the opposite.
But when I have drag, okay, look, the other night
I was having last night, right?
Yeah,
that's what I was about to say.
So
the other night, I was having
something.
issues where it was instead of onto the character, it was pushing it off of the character. But that
We've
was
all seen those videos. Yeah,
dude, I'll be down. Like, there's been a couple of videos that I'll be down, and as soon as somebody runs by me, my shit will just jerk on that character, like just snag. But I'm down, and I can't physically do anything. But that's when you're
down.
Yeah, it pulls when I'm down. It doesn't pull when I'm up. That's what I'm trying to say. When I'm not if somebody runs up close to me, it doesn't pull. Like I'm literally depending on my capability to
point it
on that. Put it on that character. But when I'm down, in one of Griffin's video, you don't see it, but you hear me literally complain about it.
Why is my aim assist doing this now?
Yeah, why is it jerking? Yeah, I'm literally down trying to just view down the way, but because this guy's running in front of my peripheral, he's just snagging my shit and jerking my camera off to the right when I need to be looking to the left.
That's the answer you get.
Yeah.
That's the answer.
Yeah.
They're gone.
So Daniel's response to Carball Alex here said, I agree with some parts of your explanation. That's just about the tracking part, not the bugs of not tracking at all on the console sometimes. Still, I like the PC on 120 FPS. Same monitor, PS5 also 120 FPS, both on native 1080p and once 4K 120 FPS. The issue with the console comes from inaccuracy, intensity, and not working in some situations. It's not a console-related issue, since I did test in many other games like Warzone, etc., and the issue is found here only, whereas on PC it is more accurate. So I upload the video so you can all see what it's doing. So this is something... Yes. Yeah. So, and this is something that, I did a little bit of a deep dive into how... FPS and things like that affects your aim assist overall. And I found a post on Reddit about Apex Legends because that seemed to be the most relevant post that was there. And basically what this individual said is okay, on PC, they have the aim assist value set at this. On console, they have aim assist value set at this. And this was current gen consoles, pre PS5, pre Xbox Series S or X. And so you've got one intensity set like the PC intensity was set at 0.6, which is less aim assist, and you had console set at 0.4 to offset the fact that, like, okay, they're running at a smaller, they're running at a lesser FPS than PC players are running at, to try to even the playing field out. So what I'll go back to inevitably is it sounds like they have one aim assist put in either for the entire game or for one specific console line. And what I mean by that is, like, PlayStation has one aim assist value. That's it. That's for PS5. That's just for PS4.
Across the board.
Yeah. Xbox has one aim assist value. That's for fucking Xbox One and Xbox Series SX. And, like, it sounds like it's tweaked to be more beneficial to one of the consoles. Therefore, the lesser console is losing out on some of that ability because you're rendering everything potentially at half of what they're rendering it at.
Yeah.
As
everything matters, dude.
Yeah.
Like,
yep. It puts those consoles as the underdogs. So, like, me and Corey are always the underdogs when we come into those Rogue Company games.
Yeah. So to me, what it sounds like is someone needs to go in for each specific console. Because could you imagine the Switch is running at like 30 FPS. If you have the same aim assist value on 30 FPS as someone that's playing 150 FPS on a high-end PC, what? Like, there's nothing going to be there that's going to help you.
Super unfair advantage.
One fucking switchblade rocket and you're out anyway. You know?
Yeah.
I mean,
or
exactly.
Better hope it ain't Vice.
Yeah, right. Jesus Christ.
Dude, any lane there is going to shut down.
Yeah.
And it's like, what happened?
Yeah. But man,
player.
I just find it very fascinating that, like, there's people going back and forth on this post here, that there's some type of correlation between, refresh rate and aim assist and things. It's crazy, dude. I never thought.
Even if you go out and get a new console next gen,
yes,
if you're playing on your fucking 7-year-old TV,
you're getting 60.
It'll be a little bit better, but you're not. You know what I mean?
Yes,
you're gonna have to pick up a 4K television or a good monitor. Is really what you need.
Yeah.
But it'll slay, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
Like on that?
Yeah. So that seems to be like, if you want people to have an enjoyable experience, to get all the benefits that everybody gets, then they're going to have to go in and make some moves happen on this. And I really don't think that there's anybody taking. Well, the team doesn't work there.
The team's gone, dude.
But anyway, I don't know what I'm talking about.
They need a new team.
Yeah, they need to bring in a whole new aim assist team.
You can't. It's hard to get a PS5.
Yeah, or Xbox.
It's hard.
I don't even want to talk about that issue.
Yeah,
that's his own issue. That's not even a Rogue Company issue. Like, you know what I mean?
But they need to fix it because they didn't know that was going to happen. You know what I mean? Yeah. They didn't know.
Yeah.
No.
Well, people are leaving PS4. We don't spend too much time on that.
They're not making an effort. But they're not making an effort to be like, you know what? The PS4 and the Xbox One people are just getting totally shit on. Let's make an aim assist for them.
Well, they were like, the team left. That was their answer.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. So what? The team left. We're not gonna
end the story.
We're not gonna make a new team. We're just done with it.
Team
they went to Elite, and we're gonna let them just do that. Shit.
Yeah, they told Zerger
what happened with
that.
aim assist? The team left.
Yeah. Oh,
okay. That's just it. End of story.
Yeah.
Anybody ask? Team left.
Yeah. Did you get a new team?
No, team left.
Yeah.
No, we didn't even check. We didn't even care. We didn't even look up.
Team left to work on the mobile version.
We didn't even.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. Joke.
Oh
yeah.
Oh, I take it back.
All right, so last up here we have a post by Kit Cup 7, and I thought this was very fascinating. Time since new content. So time since new shotgun, July the 20th, 2020, 748 days as of this post being posted, which was a week ago. Time since new sniper, November the 4th, 2020, came with Fixer. Time since new LMG, May the 11th, 2021, 453 days, came with Mac. Time since new AR, September the 7th, 2021, 334 days came with Runway. Time since new support, Dahlia, September the 7th, 2020, 699 days. No, Runway is not a support. She's a duelist, and you can't convince me otherwise. Also, Seeker isn't now magically a support just because they removed the Intel Rogue. He is a duelist by the new roles, just like Talon. Personally, I would say having to wait this long for new content is unacceptable. Personally, I play Saint and Dahlia because they're the only two support rogues currently, and I tend to enjoy being support. Also, with the changes to perks that removed important perks like Lightweight and Replenish from Dallas, I can no longer enjoy being a hunter for when I would rather play more aggressive. If you can think of any other content that likely should have came in a more recent update but hasn't for a long time, please feel free to comment. That
got folders, you know.
That really puts things into perspective. Like, we haven't got a new shotgun since the game released.
Yeah.
We have
pretty much, right? No. Yeah, you're right. Never mind.
We haven't got a new sniper since the tier 641 days ago.
Damn.
They introduced the Ibex with Juke, which is a new SMG. We already have like 18 SMGs.
Which we're overloaded with SMG.
Yeah. She has access to light machine guns. Why didn't we get an LMG instead?
Yes. Why didn't we get a new LMG? We got 2 fucking LMGs. We had like 8 SMGs before that one. I'm like, what was the thought process there?
Well, just give it a 1.
Let's make a 5 burst round SMG. They could have done that with an LMG.
My issue with the sniper rifles is there's not really much you can do with them.
Yeah.
See, what I think they could do with the sniper rifle is they could reclassify the Aaron as a semi-automatic sniper rifle.
Yeah.
And maybe toss us another DMR. Yeah, the devotion could be good too.
Yeah. But all right, guys, this was episode number 31 of the unofficial Rogue Company podcast. If you want to contribute in any way, please feel free to hit us up on Twitter at Broguecast. Shoot us an email, broguecast@gmail.com. Or you can join the Discord server. Link will be in the description down below. There's a Broguecast contribution section there, so feel free to drop in anything that you guys would like to see us address. But for this episode, I'm here with Co Reed.
I'm here with Dirt Lord.
I'm here with Garbo.
And I'm here with Griffin.
And thank you guys so much for listening. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we will catch you guys next time. Have a good one, guys.